So, last time, finally having dealt with the forest and the creatures within, you set your sights on new horizons, going back to collect the crystals from Amdapor Keep, as well as Thanalan, Ul'dah, rather. You then set your eyes upon the ships and trying to get to Mordona to maybe figure out what exactly these crystals are, maybe how to deal with them, as well as your next step forward. Scouting around for a reasonable ship to take you to, or at least close to, Mordona, you decided to start with the Sky Pirates and noticed a conspicuous bunch of individuals, and in talking to them learned that they must be relatively new to sky pirating, as their ship itself seemed more fit for hauling cargo than hunting of sky pirates. But taking you on board, you discovered that their crew was a group of Mughals. Befriending them rather quickly, you made all of your quick provisions and stops by the stores within Gridania before coming back to the ship, which had been plated in silver, or armored in silver. Going onto the ship and setting forth, you had a remarkably unremarkable journey during the day. However, upon going for your watch, your first one went unhindered, but the second one seemed to be interrupted by bats flying significantly higher, far too high, in fact, for a normal bat to actually be able to fly. Waking the party and getting them up on deck, you were accosted by about 11 or 12 of these vampires, two of which immediately made for the decks below, followed by a third one later on. Dispatching the vampires, you managed to follow them down, killing one of them that had gone down, finding the corpse of another, and finding the third one on the lowest floor in front of a box. Dispatching of him revealed the box to be glowing with the same runes that the vampire did, and you were intrigued, I'll say, by the box and what exactly was going on down here, and so you alerted the captain and had him come down. Upon learning what was actually contained within, some strange vampire lord or vampire creature, the true reason for the captain's warning prior of not coming down here was realized. You had a brief conversation with this individual, which revealed his name, as well as his untimely capture, although whether or not it was warranted remains up for debate. And as you were discussing this and thinking this over, all of your attention was brought back to the doorway, where little Chisume was poking her head around the corner, and upon seeing this vampire lord, simply uttered, "Father?" And that's where we pick up. She looks beyond, and all of you, hearing these words, giving your own immediate reactions to these, the captain just kind of chuckles and goes, "That's not your father, little sweet. Why don't you? I'll just take her back upstairs real quick." And proceeds to
I-
begin going back towards the door.
I wouldn't touch her.
Don't let her
be. It's gonna be a bad idea, and I also wouldn't doubt her. We've all seen crazier at this point.
Much.
Sumi, honey, you're supposed to be asleep.
He kind of pauses, and she just kind of rubs her eyes and says, "I couldn't with all the noise."
She is fair. That is fair. That is fair reasoning.
What's going on?
How do you explain this to a child? Star will go over and pick her up. Because at least Star knows that is safe.
Yeah. She just kind of leans into you.
We found some strange cargo, and we wanted to ask the captain about it. Stares over at the captain with eyes
Nervous chuckle. It's he's kind of scratches the back of his head. It's nothing she needs to worry about. Just making sure this creature gets to his right home is all.
I already don't believe him, but I'm inside checking him anyway.
I mean, we're pretty damn sure it's not that.
36.
Yeah.
Impossible roll.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yes.
has...
Actually, we need to tell Josh that we did ask him a few questions, and he has confirmed a shady, black-cloaked, red-masked being has paid him.
a lot of money, and he was very intimidating.
Very. So he doesn't have a name.
Yeah. Or a face, or any useful information.
We should have asked him when they made this deal, actually.
Just double checking. Was it?
But
It
yeah.
was black. It was black with red, or are we looking at red?
Yeah,
cloak
black
person?
robe with a red mask.
Okay.
Yeah, he has no idea where this, where the actual end destination is. He just knows where he's going to, where he was told to drop him.
How long ago were you given this task, actually?
I don't think I can tell you that.
Why not?
Well, client
Why
and
not?
Client secrecy privileges and all.
Star will press Chisumi's head to her chest and cover her other ear. You will tell us, or we'll make you tell us. Do you understand?
You really think you and your men could take all this after all that you can just after all we've already killed?
Look,
We need to know because it might be a being we know or a being we don't know, and they're very dangerous. So you should tell us when you were given this task. He's crazy.
No, I'm sorry, that's me. That's totally me.
Oh my god.
Just-
I know Star trying to be scary is really funny.
No. I just you're like, look, it might be someone we know, or, shocker, it might be someone we don't know.
Surprise!
That's funny. I just find that really funny, I'm sorry.
Yo, but he do
Star
be an
wants to
unknown third party,
pinpoint
though.
where on this timeline of events this was given to him, because it could be before or after.
I don't remember exactly. Look, we've been
Yes, you do.
We've been sitting there for a while. The Mughals don't like to fight, so it's kind of hard to get going when you're supposed to be hunting sky pirates, but also delivering cargo, and it's just you fighting.
How do you not know the day you were given?
Like I said, we've been here we were sitting there for a while.
So, in other words, you're more of an
Useless.
idiot than I thought. Because not only are you hunting sky pirates without a fighting crew, you take unscrupulous cargo from shady individuals who...
We are able to, or I am able to handle most of the sky pirates that we hunt.
Mm-hmm, sure.
However,
Don't believe you.
fighting sky pirates while also trying to make sure the cargo doesn't get lost.
I bet you've never left port.
That would be a lie.
Insight
I don't
check.
believe you.
Go
I think
for it.
you've never left port.
Natural
don't know.
20.
He's telling the truth.
Star's trying to piss him off, honestly.
Delger's
You
not
don't
gonna
know
say,
what you're doing.
Delger's not going to say
Hey,
anything.
Chan.
Listen,
What?
I will admit we made some errors in
Errors,
this
you
cargo.
say?
However, it does not mean we are incompetent.
How much
Sky
did
pirate
he
hunters.
pay you?
Considering,
Enough.
Enough.
considering
Not
you would have been,
incompetent, just greedy. Got it.
considering you would have been fucked without us, our point stands.
The only reason I was asleep for so long was because we had all of you. I assumed you would be able to handle any of the issues that might arise.
We did, but this issue is because of you.
This issue,
me,
I
darling.
assumed.
No, enough from you. Enough from you. You're incompetent and greedy. Goodbye.
Can I
Just
just
to me, darling. Do you know? What do you recognize this being? And she's gonna turn back to her the hostage.
And she nods. That's Papa.
I guess. Star will kind of move closer so he can have a better look of her.
He, by
Is
the
that
way,
true?
has not looked up. Like, his head has been essentially just kind of draped down this entire time.
Okay, then I guess she'll try to kind of get in a better view. And
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is, like, probably why you moved closer in the first place. However, as you get closer with Chisume, there's this faint, like, not light, but like almost like a faint energy that comes off of the two. It's hard to, all of you can feel it. It's like a vibration or a buzz in the air almost as the two get closer. And Chisume, as you're sort of holding her, sort of looks, kind of peers down to try and like look towards his face, and for a moment there's like this faint hope in Chisume's eyes, but as she looks under, that expression sort of fades a little bit. And she kind of pulls her head back and goes, she doesn't even really say anything. She just kind of like pulls her head back. Just kind of like, after like I'd say probably like a 4 or 5 second pause, just buries her face into your chest.
oh, what's wrong then?
She doesn't say anything. She just begins to cry.
Star's just gonna look up at everyone like, I don't know what's going on.
I think it might have been something she saw. Hattie says.
May not be actually be your father, just somewhere.
You. She'll turn back to our hostage because I can't remember his name right now. Where's my notes?
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta check my notes.
Oh, you're actually gonna check his name. Oh,
Yeah, we had his fucking name.
you should feel honored. It's not often y'all write down NPC names.
God damn, where did I put it? I've written down a handful of NPC names, thank you.
I know. I'm just memeing, that's all.
I actually didn't write his name. Oh wait, I remember it was Ywain.
No, that was the vampire.
Oh.
That is vampire's name.
That's our Hrothgar.
Oh.
No, I want
then-
to talk to the vampire.
Then you mean Drahomir.
Oh, you're talking about the vampire?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were turning back to the to the vampire lord.
Fake captain?
Yeah.
Who am I talking to? You're
So-
confusing me.
So you brought Chisume over to Ywain, correct? That's who you were going over to?
My brain hurts now.
Okay.
She said,
You
she
picked
said,
up-
I think she,
You picked up Chisume and went
To
over
go
to
see question mark father.
yes.
Ywain, yes.
Okay. And then you looked up at the group, so now you're looking back towards question mark father, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Proceed.
Did you recognize her? Did you even look at her?
I might have recognized her.
Please be honest. Might.
He tilts his head up, and as he does, you can see the somewhat ragged hair sort of part back, and as it does, you can all see his eyes have been like sewn shut, and there's an X over them.
Oh.
I might have recognized her. Once upon a time. His head just goes back down.
Her. I'm gonna pass Chisumi to one of the party members. Who's closest?
I don't know. Who would be the
AKA,
closest?
who wants to be closest?
I guess I'll go grab her then.
Sure. Or yeah.
Hold on, darling. I'll stay with the ogre. I'll be right back. I'm going to come up and try to see how bad those stitches are. I want to try to determine if it is just the skin caught or if they've dug in.
Make a medicine check. With advantage, because of Hattie.
I was just about to say Hattie.
Mm-hmm.
I got to remember Hattie.
Yes. Hattie has come in clutch some of these times.
Hattie is clutch. I know you want to get rid of him.
I don't want to, okay?
Hattie is Hogger's champion.
It's 21 though. Looking over the wounds on his eyes, it's hard to tell to the extent at which they've been sewn. It doesn't look like it's a shallow thread. Like the thread itself looks like somewhat thick for sewing thread. And it doesn't necessarily look like it was a shallow a shallow wound, I guess you could say.
So the eyes would be damaged underneath?
Potentially.
Back.
Does this still hurt?
Not anymore. The
I don't know if there's
captain,
anything I can do for it.
at this point, all of you hear one of the boards creak as the captain has been slowly, like, trying to make his way towards the door and is, like, about 20 feet from it.
Velcro can open himself in the door frame.
And I'm pointing my gun blade at him.
I was gonna be doing that myself, but I can see you've got that handled. He just turns around very slowly and
You're not going anywhere.
I wasn't trying to go anywhere.
Human lie detector. Looking at Delger.
Oh, you can all tell he's lying.
Oh no, he's full of shit.
I-
so I
it's
expect
pretty
most of it at
obvious.
this point.
I mean, it's still funny.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious he's lying at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, if Delger says he's lying, it's still pretty funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I believe the things I do. I don't like him. Really his size.
Right. And so at this point, who would be, so it wouldn't be Dogger for sure, but who would be standing within 30 feet of the box?
I mean, if I kind of figure we're all at like the door.
Except me.
So, yeah, just keep in mind how large the room is, because it's from one side of the ship to the other.
You haven't given us a room.
Well,
Yeah.
the ship.
Okay.
It's from one side of, it's literally from like one side of the ship to the other. So 140 feet.
So I'm halfway between the box and the door, essentially.
Okay. So then, I'll just put it this way. Those of you that are within 30 feet hear a voice in your head. The rest of you hear Yuane simply speaking. And it says, I have answered your questions. Now release me.
He has a point.
Well, let's release him.
Are you going to harm any of
Anyone.
us besides the captain? I can't say I would shed a tear if that was the case, but Any of us.
I think I would like to
You shut your mouth.
Of-
We didn't ask you
Right?
anything.
cut.
if he's going to harm you, I might help him at the moment.
Listen,
Don't test my patience.
one is a liar, one is the prisoner of a liar. Just my
Okay.
opinion.
I don't think this guy could keep a mouse prisoner.
Yuane just says, and the effect continues as well. And he says, I will kill only those who have wronged me.
That sounds like a promise to me.
Wronged him.
I mean, considering we've done nothing to you, that seems fair enough. What does everybody else think? Not you, Captain.
Say we set him free.
I
He's been
can't. I was
at most
trying-
honest with us against this liar, so
And what were you saying, Star?
I was trying to find that one spell.
Is that
but I
truth?
can't. Now detect thoughts.
Oh, okay. You want to do detect thoughts?
No, I'm It doesn't do what I would like it to do, so I see no reason not to. I mean, Star's gonna start reaching up to the symbol latch thingy.
You want to try and figure out how to unshackle it all?
Yeah.
Go and make an investigation check.
He's right. He's answered all our questions. And we need to follow through with our promises.
19. Looking over the strange contraption that has him held, there doesn't appear to be any seams or otherwise visible, any visible way to unlatch it. The more you look at it, it's almost like it was built around him rather than built before, or built like. It's not like it was built prior to his capture. It was like he was captured and then it was built around his physical form.
That's weird.
Quite.
It's as if it's been built around you.
They used magic to seal this thing around me.
Actually, that's a good point.
Can't we just... Does anybody have the spell?
Yep. We'll just check it. Let's try it.
Alright. What level are you casting it at? You just casting it from the staff?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3rd level. Go ahead and make a ability check for me.
Alright.
14. Does not work. You release it, but the effect targeted seems extraordinarily powerful. Not like it can't be dispelled, but just like it's a very
Just
high
needs to be
level.
higher.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll crack it again and I'll push it higher.
Alright. What level are you casting it at this time?
Let's do 5.
Alright, give me another cast level check. Or ability check, rather. 13, nope.
The game's like, no.
Yeah, you try it again, but it just does not go away.
Alright, I'll use...
9th level, let's go!
I'll use my 8th.
8th level?
No, kidding.
I mean,
don't
if
have
you
eight.
want...
I'm using my 7th.
7th? Alright.
That's like my 1 for that
Yeah.
level for today.
As you pull together that energy and release it, not entirely sure of what effect or effects might be on it, you just kind of release it against the object to dispel a magical effect, and while it does dispel an effect, it wasn't the most powerful one, nor the only one.
Damn it, there's more than one enchantment on here. Does anything feel different?
He just shakes his head, says, no.
Then we'll keep going. You're getting out of here one way or another. It was a promise, and I'm not going back on that.
Alright.
Because
Go
we're
for it.
just going down the fucking list.
Alright. This next one. 6.
Start buying promises are very important. You don't fucking break them.
23 this time. Yeah. And even with the advantage, that would have done it as well. As you focus once more and fire off another powerful surge of magic, to tear whatever etherical threads are on this cross, you find that another effect is gone. And with the shattering of that one, you all watch as a lot of the blue sigils and blue markings that had formed on a lot of the crate have begun to vanish and just disappear. And it's at this point that you can actually begin hearing some of the metal of the cross beginning to like actually creak and strain. You want to try again, or that might have been the last one? You never know.
Yeah. One more.
One more.
Where am I? Last one of my 5th levels. Alright.
You could also identify it to see if there are any ones for free.
Yeah, I could.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that for free.
Thanks.
Yeah. So.
After being thoroughly pissed off.
Yeah. Focusing and casting Identify on it. You do note that though there is some creaking, it does not seem to be giving way. And after you identify it, you learn that there are 3 effects left. An 8th level effect, a 5th level effect, and a 4th level effect. The 8th level effect is effectively like a durability enchantment. It makes it nigh unbreakable. Makes the object that's enchanted anyways nigh unbreakable. The 5th level effect is to prevent it from oxidizing or rusting or anything like that, essentially keeping it pristine. And then the last one is a tracker.
Okay. So I want to go for that higher one.
Seems like it.
Alright. And that's the next one we go after. Or try to. Do I need to cast at the same level they are?
If you cast it at or above the level of the spell, it automatically works.
I don't remember if I have 8th level spells yet.
Well, you used yours, and since unfortunately, since you didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
Well, no, you didn't use yours. You used a 7th level spell.
Yes, you're right, actually.
Yeah. I don't know if you have any 8th level spell slots left. I don't remember you casting any 8th level spells. So, because I know you have 9th level spells.
The only one I have selected in there is Illusionary Dragon, and I don't think I've done that.
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
I am
Not
a wee bit
recently.
tired.
I
Not
think
recently,
the only time you
no.
did the dragon was when we fought the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should have your 8th level spell slot.
Thank you. Tired brain was unsure.
Yeah. So you gonna do that then?
Yep.
Alright. As you bring forth the magics and thrust them forward against it, you all do watch as this rather powerful surge of wind begins to whip up in this sort of localized area. The cross itself actually begins to glow a like bright white light as the dispelling magics begin to sort of interlace themselves before pulling apart the enchantment. And as it does, though it isn't much, Star, you do see an almost immediate bend to one of the sides of the cross that he is attached to. maybe an inch or so, but he bent it. He also seems extremely exhausted.
Ugh. Nothing? Any difference? I mean, this bent, right?
He nods, and you can see, whereas before, just his natural form is very muscular, but you could see the muscles bulging before, whereas now they're more lax, and you can tell his breathing, though it was heavy before, is a lot heavier now. And he just goes, "These bindings are still very durable."
So you got the invulnerability off?
Yeah, it worked.
Okay. Everybody step back. I can't protect everybody.
Starts making her way over. What are you
Make my way.
doing? Make my way down. Sorry.
Go ahead, Corinne. A shatter grenade. Ooh. Disadvantage. Non-magical object.
Protecting the vampire from taking the damage, or the vampire god, or whatever he is. Or the
The
primal.
vampire god, yes. Let's just refer to him as that. Disadvantage. For object. Does it?
He's
objects
protected.
even
He's not
have
taking.
saving throws in 5e. I don't think they even do. Okay.
I don't know.
Objects
It came out of a
fail strength
5e book.
dexterity. They are immune to effects that require other saves. This is... I imagine this is more... Yeah, because it's thunder damage. This is more like a concussive blast.
Right, but it's used to shatter objects.
Right. It's a concussive blast against a metal object. I've seen what kind of things that... what kind of thing that can do to it. I'm going to assume it's just auto fails, because it auto fails strength and dexterity saving throws. So I'm going to assume this thing auto fails, so it just takes full damage. Which means I need to find object hit points. How much? That's not what I want.
Isn't a lot of damage, because I think that was like a really crappy roll. 4, 5,
Let's
3.
see.
I'm
Holy
average.
shit, wow. I got some low rolls on this object's HP. That's unfortunate for it.
Wow, sucks to be changed.
Sucks to suck, yo. So yeah, as Star takes a step back, you pull the pin on this grenade and throw it. This blast of etherical energy erupts outwards. The stand that the cross was on is shattered to pieces, sending both the vampire and the cross flying forward. However, in the process of flying forward, the cross snaps. Both of the, where the, so essentially like the very centerpiece where the 4 parts connect, just kind of like snaps off, and all 4 parts just come right off. And he flies forward a good 15-20 feet before landing. And there's a moment of brief pause before Chisume is scrambling to get out of Dogger's arms.
Oh.
Dogger I'll look at Star. Do you want me to let her go?
Yeah, Star will try to come and take her. Hey,
Okay,
what's going on?
She's trying to, based off of where she's looking, because at the moment all she's doing it now is just crying, and she's looking directly at the vampire. Is like making like a reaching motion for him, like she's trying to get to him.
Do you want to see him, hun? You need to use your words.
She just
Star will
nods.
take her into her arms. Okay, got a child, so confusing.
It's almost like she's a child.
She look at person she cry. Now what person that she cried about earlier? Bird brain don't understand. I
That
guess
is
she will
apt,
keep her
considering
close and
people call bird brain like somebody stupid.
yeah. She will I guess carefully take Jizumi over to the vampire.
Alright. Bringing her over, he is extremely slowly, but he is starting to rise.
Stand up.
Yeah. And by the time you get back over to him, he's managed to, like, get up to one knee and has, like, one hand on his other knee as he's just kind of, like, almost hunched over there. And, Mhm.
I guess Star will kind of kneel down, so there. I mean, she doesn't have to
Yeah.
kneel down, but that works. So they're kind of more in view.
As you do,
Not that
she
you
just,
can see.
yeah, she reaches, Chisume reaches forward and like wraps her arm around his, and just says, "Papa, you're okay, right?" Or I should say, she tries to, because he still technically has, the four metal beams attached to him.
Mm-hmm.
But as she says that, he just kind of like, his head sort of leans over towards her, sort of trying to get a better angle to hear her from, and there's a moment of recognition in his face, like something about what she said, or maybe how she said it. It was familiar for a moment, but seems pretty quickly dismissed.
Would you allow me to try something?
And that would be...
Allow me to rest a hand on you and see if possibly I could lend you my eyes for a moment. So you can see her.
Ooh. Hmm. He turns his head back a little bit more and just goes, "Don't know if you can."
I don't know either, but it's worth a try.
I actually, sorry, go ahead first. I got something that doesn't work.
He just nods to you.
Alright, I'd like
So-
to rest a hand on him and try to either connect.
So what exactly are you trying to do? Are you trying to like bestow him the benefits of sight that your robe has? Like, is that what you're trying to do, or?
I guess, because that gives what Star is able to see at the moment.
Okay.
Through an etherical connection, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost always up for a fun little diversion. So, let's say, so give me a wisdom check.
I
See what
can do.
happens. Double 16s. Well,
Hey guy, question mark?
the game definitely wants you to get a 16.
Clearly, yes.
Yeah, you attempt it, but unfortunately no connection can be made. You're not entirely sure if it was necessarily your fault or if maybe it just can't be done, but didn't succeed at the very least.
We could try again, or I can give you my robe.
He shakes his head and says, "It is okay, child. I simply..." And he begins to slowly sort of force himself to begin to stand. And he says, his hand sort of gripping at the silver that's still wrapped around him. He said, "I just need to get this off of me."
Can I hit the bindings without hitting him?
Yeah.
Alright, I'd like to strike at the bindings and see if I can just cut them the fuck off.
Yeah, go for it.
And I'll squeeze the trigger, just because, you know, concussive force doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
I'll try
well,
to get
27
off.
is higher than even Adamantine's AC, so that definitely hits.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Um,
Wow, that is a pitiful!
Oh,
Pitiful!
oh, 3 1s! Oh, why can't I get that during boss fights?
Because the game hates you.
you know, in the universe, to be
It
fair.
really does. It really does hate me. Yeah, so just so you're aware, so I'm gonna sort of re-describe what each of these look like. Each of these has like 2 bands. That because the silver bar itself did at one point extend the entire length of the limb, so of each arm and each leg. However, because of the force of the blast, essentially he's got like very limited mobility back, since essentially where the joints are have been snapped off. So there's like 1 band on each part of each limb, essentially. But there's still 2 on each. But with that first slash, what was the damage, by the way?
Total of 22.
No, the type for the elemental slash. I think you said it, but I don't know.
Thunder.
Thunder. Okay. Yeah. So
I
as
almost always use thunder.
yeah. Well, I just want to make sure, because you never know. Maybe you want to try and shock him too. Metal's a good conductor.
No!
Sometimes.
No, I'm trying to stay on good terms with the potentially evil and could probably kill me vampire.
Fair. But yeah, so taking careful aim, you slash at one of them, and between both the slash and the force of the blast, you manage to destroy one of them, yeah, leaving 7 remaining.
Alright, I will continue going until there are none left.
Go for it. Make a next attack. Yeah, that still hits.
Alright, and elemental slash.
Ooh, definitely need it, but that does take care of another one. Oh, if only objects weren't immune to crits. However, if only this object had enough health to survive the non-crit. That's a 3rd one taken out.
Another.
22 actually, as you go to strike this one, he doesn't flinch necessarily, but The strike, unfortunately, because of how it actually broke, I'm trying to think of a reason why this doesn't work, because you missed by 1.
Pizza.
He didn't meet it, though. The
Damn it.
AC is 23.
Make
so.
it a little weaker.
I can't. I mean, I can, but no. Unfortunately for that hit, it's just how this one particularly broke. The blow glances off, and wanting to avoid injuring him, you pulled the blow back before you actually squeezed the trigger, since you wouldn't have done it because it's a miss.
Yeah. I mean, I would just. Is it broken, or did I just not break it?
Yeah, so its AC is 23, and you roll a 22.
So it didn't break.
Yeah.
I mean,
that one does hit, though.
I mean, there's no particular time limit. I'm
That's
just going to keep going.
This is primarily because you're using munitions. This is primarily to see how many munitions you have to use. So.
I'm assuming I'm going to have to use 1 per thing.
Maybe. I mean, these things can actually roll low enough that just the slash kills it. And in that case, I will let you know. However, that is the 4th one taken out. So go ahead and roll for the 5th one. That one, actually, just the slash takes out the 5th one.
Huh.
Alright, so 2 left.
Oh, so I didn't need to...
No, some of them you do. Some of them actually, because I'm rolling their health each time for each individual one.
Did I need to squeeze on the crit?
Objects are immune to crits.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Because they don't have hardness. I mean, they were immune to crits in 3.5. But especially because they don't have hardness, that just is like an outright flat damage reduction to all damage. However, this one you will need to squeeze the trigger for this 5th one.
I thought I didn't hit on a less...
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Ooh. This one is just really tanky.
Yeah, apparently.
Just ching, 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 ching. Just, this one, the blast was not kind to this one. This one caused all kinds of, like, smooth ridges that just cause you to keep bouncing off. It's really frustrating. But 18, you will need to squeeze the trigger.
Alrighty. How come I killed it on a 15 with the 26 to hit?
Because I'm rolling the HP for each piece separately.
Oh, okay.
The one you dealt 15 damage, I rolled 14 HP on. That's why I was like, some of these you can actually just kill with a slash. Alright, so that's the 5th one, so one last one remaining. Alright, squeeze the trigger.
Indeed.
22, yeah. And with that, after a surprisingly long time with one of them, you do manage to actually free him of all of those, although the silver chain around his neck still remains. Looking at that one, the one that's around his neck, it appears that the chain itself has, like, actually sunken into the skin, so cutting it off might not be possible without injury.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at him. I'm sorry, I've done what I can. I am not going to strike at that chain.
He nods and says, I understand. This one... He sort of reaches up and, like, lightly taps it with his finger, but even doing that, he, like, pulls his hand away quickly, and you can hear just a very brief, like, sizzling noise of, like, burning flesh. This
I can blow it off.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I can blow it off, but I can't guarantee your head stays there.
I mean, you can protect him from the explosion, no?
I don't know, because if it's into his skin, it might be considered part of him.
He just raises one hand and shakes his head and says, "It is fine. As difficult as it is, with much of the silver removed, I should be able to restore most of my strength in time. This
Would
will
you like
simply..."
to be healed?
He shakes his head and says, "No, that would not be possible at the moment. Silver is not lethal, but it very much hinders a vampire's ability to heal and rest." And Jusume at this point, unless you want to resist, has pulled herself from your arms at this point.
I trust her, and right now I am trusting him.
Okay. Yeah, so she's essentially just kind of like, as soon as all of them were off, she immediately wrapped herself around his leg. And at this point, he just kind of, at this point, he actually notices her. He kind of like, his head looks down towards her. His hand reaches down to like lightly pat her head. And there's a moment of pause as he just kind of stares down at her. Before he sort of shakes his head and turns it back to you, Star. And he says, "You take good care of her, yes?"
Yes, of course.
That's good. And leans down and sort of gently pulls her off and places both hands on her shoulders. And he says, "Listen to me. I know our reunion was short." He looks back up at all of you and he says, "But these people are good. For you. Stay with them. When the time comes, I will come back for you. I promise." And Chisume just kind of like grabs one of his hands and pulls it against her face. And she closes her eyes and she kind of leans into it for a moment as he speaks, and she just nods and eventually pulls away to return back to you, Star. And as he stands back up, you hear a voice in your head. And he says, "I do not know who this little girl is. Perhaps it is from my time imprisoned. Or perhaps it is simply mistaken identity. I do not know. If I am indeed her father, if this comes to realization, I will come back for her. However, it is more likely that I am not her father. I do not know. Our paths are different. I can sense that much. I do not know what exactly it is that separates us. But our goals are not similar. I thank you for freeing me. Let's say for you for thanking me. I was like, wait, what? I thank you for freeing me. However,
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
all of you, for a moment, just watch as Chisume comes to wrap her arms around Astaria once again. And for about 12 seconds or so, both him and Star go completely silent.
You're a little.
You're coming in real
stuffy.
blurry.
Hang on. So, for about 12 seconds or so after Chisume embraces Star once again, for about 12 seconds, both Star and Ywain go completely silent. Is there anything you wish to do within that time? Or are you just gonna kind of wait?
Or
Waiting
what?
it is. Okay.
You're,
Yeah, that's fine. I wanted to make sure. So, giving it a moment, eventually Ywain looks back up at all
You're
of you.
still pretty broken up for me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
hard
gonna lie.
to hear
Am I?
you.
mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Wait,
Oh, that sounds-
did you
that-
just
wait, that
lean
sounds
closer?
No,
No, that
You're
sounds a
better.
lot better.
that's
Whatever you just did is better.
okay. What about now?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. These headphones, the mic is like inside the headphones. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever. You know what? Leaning this way makes it so that y'all can hear me. So that's all that matters. Y'all can still hear me. Fine. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
But as he looks up at all of you, he says, I thank you for freeing me. However, I feel we should land soon and part ways. It would be best for all if that happened.
I agree.
I have no qualms about that.
None whatsoever.
The captain slowly raises his hand. I
don't care.
Dude, don't get a vote.
Do it, or we'll have Kryn do it for you.
right. Okay.
Actually, Star will turn around and dig into her little side pouch and pull out a piece of sweetbread.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever Moogles tie this mess of a captain up gets this whole slice of fucking bread.
Fantastic. I love it.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh,
I'll
crit.
say flat. I'll say it's a flat because you're not necessarily sure how close any Moogles are.
Well, I'm yelling it. But
Right,
yeah, I
right,
get
right.
you. What do you. Whoops, that is not
Oh, it was
the
gonna be a crit.
correct one. God damn it.
Oh, shoot, that was perception. You wasted the crit.
Yeah, I know I wasted
Oh
my
my god.
I'm really
Oh, that was
devastated about
perception. It wasn't
crit.
persuasion. Whew. Forehead swipe. Oh, that's so much better. But the game
I'm
really
so
wanted you to pass.
Yeah, but I
Um,
wanted that on Moogles and bread.
Yeah, but the game really wanted you to pass. Holy shit.
It clearly wanted me to Moogle bread, but I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah. But as you call that out, there is no response.
How about 2 slices?
Captain's just like, I don't think you'll actually.
Actually,
Sorry, roommate was coughing. Didn't want to.
there.
Um, he says, I don't think any of them will actually show.
Fine. I'll take some rope and I'll tie him up.
All right, bread for you.
Make an athletics check, because he definitely resists.
Can I smack him and try to stun him?
I'll say Kryn can have advantage, because that's effectively what would happen anyways, even if he did get stunned.
Not very athletic, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is hyper aware of the hostilities between the group and like very swiftly dodges away from both of you. It's like raises it, it's like, hey, no, I don't want any trouble. Okay, I just, hey, I'm all for letting him go if that's what y'all want to do. I don't have any issues with that.
I'm all for you sitting down and letting us tie you up.
I don't think I would like that.
Okay, hold on. Guys, it's not the first time that anybody's been fooled by an Asian to do their bidding for them.
Okay, but he won't give us information even after hearing how terrible this person can be. Because he's greedy and money hungry.
I told you everything that I know.
You did not.
your
You couldn't even
employer
tell
was
us the day they employed
If
you,
your
you dumbass.
employer was a guy named La Habrea, then he's probably dead and you're not getting paid.
I don't know what its name is. Like I said, it was super intimidating, but offered a lot of money, so I just took the deal. I didn't want to ask too many questions.
You know, I think we're missing a much easier option out of all this. Why don't we just take him and go throw him in one of the cells? Throw him in a cell or something that's listed, because I believe I heard that happened.
Both thankfully and unfortunately, I don't have any cells on.
With the
Does
pirates.
he have a hat?
Does he have
Is
a
he wearing
hat?
Is he wearing
no.
a hat?
No, he
Damn
is
it.
not.
Boring.
What do you do with the pirates if you don't have a brig?
We just.
He's never left
Hand-
port, remember? He doesn't have...
I have
that's
left
right.
port. Thank you very much.
Then how comes you don't understand the basics of security? You know,
Look,
inform your security team!
Usually, my other half is usually the one
Because
that does all of that during the night. I captain
Well,
during
you're
the day.
relinquished of your duties. I'm taking captain.
I don't. No, that's
Mhm.
not happening.
And after we write up the
Already
receipt, do you know how much you're going to owe us for tonight's adventure?
Yeah.
You're going to have to
Probably
pay.
enough that I can still pay for it, but
We're looking 500,000-600,000 gil right here.
that you're definitely not worth that much. But what I can say
As
is
the fake pirate hunter.
Never left port.
We're horrible people.
Yeah, he's a horrible person. He deserves it.
all of your alignments move one step down. I'm kidding.
No.
What do you mean?
I-
I'm trying to
I-
fucking vouch for the
I
guy.
know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All I've complained about is the fact that he is apparently incompetent to security. You know,
And I've
because
taken his job.
the fact that you don't think to inform your security detail about what they're securing?
Listen, okay,
Listen, Linda.
I didn't expect any of this to happen with her. I thought
Because
we'd
you
have a
don't
nice-
know what you're doing.
So you
Not
took all the
like
preparations
when it-
to protect your ship from vampires because you didn't expect vampires to attack?
no,
Mm.
because I
Listen,
didn't
I
expect
didn't-
them to get down here. I thought all of you would kill them before they could. But we're
Listen,
here.
before
You know what
tonight,
I'm
I didn't even
hearing?
know
I'm
vampires
hearing a
were
lot of
real.
wah, 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 wah.
I agree.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses. Let's get out of this hole and go inform your
Sure.
mate that you are not
Ooh.
captain anymore.
Listen, I am definitely still captain.
Shh, we'll let you mop the deck, okay?
I'm definitely still captain.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, I got a better deal for you. One that you can't refuse. You can
sure
stay
that I
captain
can.
of this ship, but you take orders from us.
That's
Have the title, but none of the
that's
power.
not how.
That's the
not
best deal
how
I
that
ever heard
works.
in my life.
You haven't been you haven't been in the business world, have you? Listen.
What business? You never leave port.
How about this then? You stop doing what we tell you, I will throw you over the edge of the ship.
Don't
Now,
threaten to murder him. We don't need to kill him.
I mean, you could do that, but I can
That
fly.
would make us bad.
Well, I can fly, so throwing me off wouldn't actually accomplish.
Alright, I'll
anything.
strip you of any gear beforehand, then.
Well,
No, it doesn't matter if you can fly. We'll just dispel the magic while he's floating there.
I also don't need the gear.
You know, let's
Yeah,
not
that's
plot
nice.
murder in front of the child, please. She'll pick
Oh.
stand up and put the Sumi on her head.
I don't know
We're
why
setting a
you're-
bad example, okay?
Murder! No, I'm kidding.
No!
I'm sorry. That was a joke, by the way. I couldn't resist.
Alright.
What do you have there? A knife! No!
That's exactly what I was thinking when I said it.
They're mixing out to buy Chisumi a knife.
I bought her a cane. It's close enough.
She does. She still has that. She has that cane with her, by the way. Right
She
now.
has a knife. Okay, remind me. Rox is gonna put a knife in the cane. Like the knife cane.
Sword.
Oh.
Yes.
She twists the
Instead of
thing
a-
at the top and then pulls it out.
Instead of a gun blade, it's a gun cane.
Yes!
Okay, back on topic though.
Let's get out of the bottom of the ship. And you know what? Let's put on tea. Also, I'm gonna need your teacup back. Looks at the fake captain.
But I thought you. Okay.
We'll see.
No,
we
I'm
wanted
kidding.
to
You
like
have it. I don't need that many.
but we wanted to like you, but
Ain't hard.
Listen.
Well, you know what? Steph, let's get out of the basement. We'll put on tea, and then we'll sit and talk. Okay? Maybe then we can learn that he's a normal human and not a dumbass.
Oh, well, what's a human?
A normal being.
a normal person.
Humanoid.
Alright, so each of you go upstairs, I presume with him being sort of sandwiched between all of you.
Yeah.
Jisume does come with you.
Wonderful.
However, Yuane does not. He remains downstairs.
Can he not come with us? Or he needs to rest. He must be so fucking tired.
He's also, for size
A
comparison,
vampire instead.
He's like almost 3 times Star's height.
Huh. Wonderful. Okay.
Ah,
Well,
Yeah,
then
you come up to like
Star-
mid-thigh on him.
Star's gonna
he's
send
like, what, a
3.
huge creature then?
He's a large creature technically, but Star's like 5 foot.
I guess after tea has been made and we're all like sitting around on the dock, she will send a Moogle down with a plate of like 4 loaves of bread and a teacup.
Looking around, there are no Moogles on deck.
What? Where'd all the
Strange.
Moogles go?
Do you ask this?
Yes.
The captain replies.
Fake captain.
He says, yes. Well, you see, the Moogles are not required for the daytime running of the ship, so they return to whatever home or place it is that they reside at night.
But I have tea and food for them.
And they require sleep. And I'm sure that's probably what they're doing right now.
Well, all of you chat and get to know. She'll motion at him. I'm gonna go deliver this. And she'll head back down to deliver tea and bread cakes.
Alright. The captain just kind of looks around at all of you and just goes, you know, if I'd known y'all were going to be this much of a hassle, I just wouldn't have even taken the job.
I'm pretty sure you could say the exact same in the mirror, considering how much of a jackass you've been.
I have been nothing but truthful with all of you.
I mean, except for the fact that, you didn't tell us the whole job.
Details as may as
At
well.
the very
Just
least, it's a
leave
lie
the
by
line.
omission.
I didn't know what was within it. I just knew that I needed to put silver on the ship because there were vampires hunting it.
So, you didn't tell us that there was cargo in this room, in the room that it was in, that we needed to secure. You didn't tell us anybody was searching for this cargo. If we don't know we need to protect it, we can't allocate people to protect it.
Technically, I told all of you that I did have something down here.
Tell us it had to be protected.
And I told you that whatever was down here was super dangerous. And that
you told
no
us
one
not to
was
go near it.
allowed. Yes, and that no one was allowed down here. And that it was super dangerous.
That does not imply that we have to keep invaders out.
I assumed otherwise.
You're a fucking
Well,
idiot.
see, there's your
You're an
mistake.
idiot.
You need to not make assumptions
Apparently.
in the business. So this is why you get a contract on both ends.
Look,
I've been working as a mercenary since I was 16.
and
Right before I got this. Every job I've taken, there has been clear-ish, defined-ish criteria.
They're nodding my head up and down.
Listen, I understand that not all of us are Newtons. Okay.
You said vampire. You said we were fighting pirates. You said nothing about
I
fighting
said that I
vampires.
was hunting sky pirates, which is not a lie.
You lied by omission.
I
Oh my gosh.
thought
Still a lie.
Star left you to try to make friendly.
We are making friendly.
I thought that it would be fun. Obviously, it was not. However, it does not necessarily make me a bad guy.
You're
Really, I'm
just
thinking that.
so.
You're really outnumbered here, dude. Come on.
Do you need a step ladder for all that reaching you're doing?
I
Do you need some yoga lessons for all those stretches you're doing? Do you need a springboard for all those leaps of logic you're doing?
Okay. Alright, Rox.
I'm sorry. I don't like undefined jobs.
Reel it in a little, darling.
That's how
Get it.
people get killed.
Listen, I made some mistakes. I understand that. I admit to that.
Okay, rectify it by telling us what we need to by telling us the truth then.
I've told you everything I know. I promise
Insight
you.
check from that.
Go for it.
30.
He's telling the truth.
Damn it. He is actually telling the truth at this point.
No, he's not. He's a liar. Liars can make the truth
difficult.
seem like a Liars can make a lie seem like a truth. He's just a liar.
I'm the fucking truth seeker. Do you really think I don't know that?
Listen, if I had more information to tell you, believe me, my life is worth more than this fucking cargo. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know anymore. As I said, the guy was genuinely very intimidating. I was honestly afraid to accept, but I was more afraid to turn him down. I didn't know what he would do if I did. So I accepted. I didn't ask many questions. I simply asked what I needed to know to deliver it, and nothing more. I mean, yes, I did know that there was a possibility of vampires attacking, but I didn't know why, and I was told that it was unlikely because the box was supposed to be secured from divination and other magics that can scry on people or objects. So I assumed that it was fine.
Let's move past this. How exactly do you think you're going to make up for all this bullshit you put us through?
Listen. We could fight. Sure, we could fight right here on this deck. And maybe I would lose, maybe you would. You'd probably toss me off or whatever, throw me in jail, what have you.
How many primals have you fought at one time?
Say again?
How many primals have you fought at one time?
None,
because I'm not a lunatic.
Defeated. That's a lot less than us.
We've fought primals individually and up to 3 at once.
Like I said, crazy. Crazier things have happened.
This guy is squinting at all of you and he's like, uh-huh.
Trust me, we're not in doubt who's going to win.
Clearly, this is just not a good. Clearly, this is not a good thing. We didn't go onto a very good ship, and you aren't very good at being a employer. So just drop us off at Mordona, and that's it. No threatening, no nothing. Just get us to our destination, and we won't have to talk to you again. You won't have to talk to us again.
But I like this ship. She says, coming back.
Which, speaking of which, while you're down there, Star. Hello, we're back once again.
Hello.
And we'll probably have to do the thing where I fuck around with Mike setting. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, I think I figured out how to fix it. As you go down there, you can see him sort of kind of looking down towards his neck where the collar is. Just every so often just kind of tapping it and like pulling his hand away. And just kind of seeming to try and investigate it. But as you arrive, he just kind of looks over and goes, "Oh. Hello."
Hi. I brought you tea and food, but I don't actually know if you eat. I am sorry, this was a misjudgment on my part.
He turns to you and smiles and says, "It's quite alright." He actually moves over to you and he says, "In fact, I am quite famished, actually."
Oh, perfect.
Reaches down, takes the drink from your hand as well as the plate, and he says, "I have a question."
I might have an answer, maybe.
The length of time that I've been trapped. There's been many, many years. I feel like you and your party will be encountering me again later.
Mm-hmm.
However, he sort of reaches forward with one hand, just kind of brushes your hair. He says, I cannot help but be drawn to some of you.
Is that so?
You're all very, well, not all, but most of you are different.
Oh yes, our party is quite the diverse group of interesting beings.
Yes, interesting. It is quite interesting. I do wonder, what is your goal? What do you hope to retire your life to?
Oh wow, that's a really heavy question. Oh goodness. I don't know. I think I'd be pretty happy settling down somewhere one day. As long as I have a home and family around me that cares.
There is a chance that I could make that happen for you.
There is?
But you would need... You know, he just kind of like looks you over for a moment, very slowly. You would need to give me part of yourself.
Like an arm or a leg? Or...
Not quite that extreme.
Oh, that's good. I really don't think losing body parts is a great thing.
But it might make you a bit woozy, we'll say. You can see there's a slight smile to his face as he speaks, and he's just kind of like, his head is sort of like leaning back and forth and just kind of really looking you over.
Woozy? What are you referring to even? Fully.
You wouldn't die. You wouldn't truly feel any different afterwards. Just a bit of lightheadedness and maybe a slight aversion to sunlight. What do you say?
She's thinking. I'm thinking vampire chocobo. And I mean, I'm not disappointed by that thought.
You just like, one hand just gently moves forward once again to gently brush past your hair, sort of gently brushing your hair backwards behind your ear, and he says, it wouldn't hurt. No one would even notice a difference, truthfully.
Am I always going to have problems with sunlight?
Yes. But it'll only be a minor aversion. Nothing near as severe as mine, at least not for the first few thousand years.
That's a lot of time.
A lot of time to spend with friends and family. Pulls his hand back and nods to you. Thank you for the tea and food. And turns away. Think on it. We still have a while before touchdown.
Alright, I will.
So,
Welcome back.
Yep, welcome.
a star. Hang on. Do I sound weird?
You're super quiet again.
Like I should. Okay. So, a star reappears from the undercroft of the boat. Captain just. And she returns! I was just telling your companions here about how great it is to be in their company.
Yeah? Was he? Should look at everybody else.
He's lying as usual.
So I was thinking we could update the flag.
Look, even if you did throw me overboard and somehow kept me from coming back, the Mughals wouldn't listen to you.
Really? They seem to like me.
They like you, but they would not listen to you. You are not their captain.
I
They
bet
want food.
you're not either.
They listen to me, don't they?
They're gone. What would you do if you were attacked
They
right now?
are gone.
Pretty bad
I told them they're allowed to go at night because we
And he
don't
lied.
need them at night.
How do they get back here in the morning then?
Moogle magic? I don't know. Look, I don't
So I think
ask
we
them
update
too
the
many
flag. I'm thinking of Chocobo.
questions. We're not changing my flag.
Why not? It needs work.
Your flag isn't going to be there.
It is my flag, first off. And
First off, she'll lean back and peer up at it. How's the handicraft on that? She is the seamstress. She is the weaver. What is the craft on that?
he very quickly sort of like moves to stand in front of you as you go to try and examine it, and he says,
Push him away.
first
Come on, let me
off,
look.
I do not appreciate the continued insinuation that this is not my ship.
Second in command.
Likely downstairs, although it is strange that she's not up here when we came up here.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, she answers to me.
You think they're doing them
Downstairs and look for the
behind
second.
doors?
I'm gonna go
They're
downstairs
doing-
and look for.
You go.
Make a
I'm gonna go
perception check.
downstairs and look for the second in command.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Visual or hearing?
Yes.
That's my visual. Oops, I don't get advantage on that, so it's only an 18. And my regular.
Okay.
So it's gonna
All-
like
there's
lean over
All the
at her
decks and all the rooms.
and whisper they're probably doing the behind locked doors.
I hope so.
What? Okay.
The you know.
Looking around the ship, you do not find her, no.
Okay.
Do you mean her and the vampire star? Or her and the captain?
Her and the captain.
Oh,
She's
I
up
mean,
here.
I thought that was obvious.
No, totally. But that's why she starts insinuating she only listens to him because they're doing the behind closed doors. You know, the
When I get back,
Perhaps indeed.
when I get back upstairs, I'll let everybody know she's not below decks, and then I'll check the captain's quarters to see if she's in there.
The doors do not open.
Oh.
I would much appreciate it if you did not try to enter my quarters.
Our quarters.
Why? Do you have something hidden in there?
Yes, my
Do you have
personal
anything in there?
effects.
I'm looking for
Why?
your personal effects. I'm looking for your second in command, because so far she's not on this ship.
Well, just like you, she does not have access to the captain's quarters.
And I'm supposed to believe you because you lie all the time?
Kick it in.
Okay.
I can't kick it in.
Make an athletics check, Dogger.
Actually, no. Just because this will work a lot better, I'm just gonna strike. I'm just gonna strike the doorknob with my staff.
Wait, no.
Make an attack roll then. You pull your staff out and strike at the handle, and there's this brief flash before a burst of force sends you flying backwards. The
Magically sealed?
doorknob
She'll look at Captain.
untouched. Second?
Nugger just sort of pops up.
Oh, she'll look at the captain. Magically sealed? Nice touch.
Yes, as I said, even the second in command does not have access to the captain's quarters.
Right. Well, I tire
Where
of
would she
this.
be?
Second,
So
sir?
Then where would she be?
I do not know. She should be on the ship.
So your Moogles left. Your second
Your
in command ran away.
left.
See, I wonder what happened because she was doing some kind of incantation earlier.
He just waves his hand in front of his face and begins muttering something.
Sending.
Make an Arcana check.
Because if it was Link Show, we'd hear him.
Well, Link shall he'd put his hand up to his ear. 23. No, he's casting Detect Magic.
Oh, okay.
He just begins
What are you
looking
looking
around.
for?
Traces of Aether.
Mm.
Looks around.
Do you think whatever she summoned took her?
No. And his eyes stop looking up towards where the wheel of the ship is. Or in that direction anyway. And he kind of stops for a moment and he kind of tilts his head and says, "Well, that's strange."
What?
He gets up and heads upstairs, up to where the captain's wheel is. And actually, he moves to right where she was standing when she was doing the ritual. He just kind of looks around on the railing for a moment and sort of around the area and in the air, and he goes, "She just vanished."
That's worrisome.
There's an enormous amount of aether right here. Or at least traces of it. The same ritual she's done many a times. However, it was interrupted by something.
We didn't really leave her up here with anything.
filled everything up here before we went downstairs, and we did not interfere with her casting.
No, it's like it's like a spell. Hang on, he begins casting another spell.
I'll give him a second and turn to
Which
Roxy.
it does.
A teacup.
It does take them. It does take him a second to actually cast the spell. So
Perfect. He'll begin in a second to fully focus on that, because I have neglected to give Roxy her teacup. And that's important to me.
Oh, thank you. Did you post a picture of it?
I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
So she'll pull out a teacup that was all wrapped up, unwrap it and fill it with tea and hand it over to her. I meant to give this to you earlier with everyone else, but I kind of forgot. But here.
actually, you did try, and then you gay disastered it and didn't.
Yes, she gay disastered it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
What made you forget, if you don't mind my asking?
Moogles! She'll nod in sympathy.
I'm gonna insight.
Yeah, I was about to say, just give me a deception. I would say disadvantage, but you have Hattie, so it's a regular roll. But it is definitely a deception check.
Rox is...
No.
No.
Oh, fuck.
No. She is... For you, Rox, you can see right through, like... She's trying to lie, but the moment she starts to try, there's just like this huge red blush that just forms on her face. You know the reason why.
She shoves tea in her mouth.
I think I'd like to know... I think I'd like to think I know you a bit better than to be fooled by that. What's
Anyways, I wonder what he's casting! She's gonna get up and head towards Captain!
I mean, if you're afraid to tell me, that's fine, but...
You looked really pretty and she'll walk away.
She's in love with you, you hear from the hat sitting upon her head.
How do you shut up?
Hattie's snitching on Star.
The effects of an unemotional hat.
Yep, that was a very strong use of that word. She'll pull the tip down over her face.
Now there is 2 blushing bunnies. I see.
Star's still
Hattie?
heading up to go see what the captain is doing.
Hattie, why do you have strange timing?
Ah,
He's a jerk.
I think I've identified what exactly happened.
Oh,
captain
great,
said.
what?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing at all.
Okay,
He
but she's
says,
gone.
Slowly trying to buy time. Hang on.
You trying to fart? If it's that hard, you might want to go to the bathroom first.
Here I sit, broken hearted, clean dishes, but only farted.
Later on, I took a chance, tried to fart.
Yeah!
Yeah, that is. Hang on. My computer's.
To keep buying Bait more time, Dogger will look to Roxy and go, just take care of her. And we just Dogger just sort of steps away, sad looking.
Alright, so. Turn up Rhythm. Because
Did the
Rhythm has
music stop?
No, it's
No,
very
it's going.
quiet. That's why That's why I just said turn up rhythm. It's very soft music. He says, no, it's like she just vanished.
That
Like she abandoned ship.
Not make sense.
No. Like, she was casting a spell and then just vanished.
Like,
There's no other trace of magic. There's nothing that stopped her spell or...
do you think the river took her?
It's like she just stopped existing.
There might be something else around.
I'm no expert on the flow of magic, but that's not supposed to happen, right?
No, I, as an expert on the flow of magic, I can tell you that this is not how this works.
Well, if he looks to everybody else, given the course of events, lay off him or I'll smack you upside the head myself.
No, that's I agree.
I was already not.
Something's wrong.
He deliberately ignores Aedwin. She deliberately does not look at Aedwin. Is what I meant to say. Looking more at the other two.
He just kind of
I'm
stops and turns to you, Star. Sorry to interrupt you, Roxanne. He looks at you, Star, and says, "There's something not right at play here."
No, I agree with you. Something's not right. I know it sounds really stupid. Can I slip into your chamber for half a second? I need to change out of this so I can see better. And she'll tug on her dress.
Yep, 1 second. Roxana, what were you gonna say?
If there was some way I could help bring her back, I would, but unfortunately I'm no mage.
Star, when you have events, do you think you could help to heal the damage, whatever the vampires did to me, if you have anything available at this point in time?
Yes, we'll check in a minute, okay? Again, may I slip into your chamber for just half a second so I can get this off so I can see better? And she'll tug on her dress. Which doesn't make sense to him.
Unfortunately, the enchantment's not exactly one that is,
okay, fine.
my design.
And she'll just start peeling the dress up and off. She doesn't care anymore. She doesn't care. This thing is amazing, and she gets to see a lot, but she also starts missing what she's been used to seeing. So it's coming off.
Okay.
Rox is going to try and step between her and everybody else, but
yeah, the captain
it's actually kind of shorter than her, so maybe not.
Yeah, the captain very quickly, like, as you reach down and begin pulling up the dress, he very quickly, like, averts his eyes, like, moves to, like, position himself in front of you and everyone else and goes, "Wow, we have quarters downstairs for this."
Too far, things could disappear.
Sure, yeah. As Rox also runs up to interject herself.
A bit of context.
Alright, you pull off the robes.
To give you
Would
a bit of
still
context,
count as wearing it if she tied it around herself inside out?
Technically, yes, because you're still.
Alright, just hitting the floor.
Okay.
It's hitting the floor then.
Okay, so you just throw it onto the floor.
Yep. Sorry, Roxy, continue.
to give you some context, Captain,
I assume
She
it's
has-
magical
she has
of some kind.
Yes, she has sight-based magic that will give her a wider range of vision.
Right.
Robe gives me sight. I don't usually see.
Of course, and that's why you just stripped it off randomly.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you need to see better, and things cause you to see less than normal. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
Rox does take her coat off and hand it to Star.
Thank you. She'll wear that for now. Alright, let's get to work.
It's oddly very, very peculiar. As you do toss it off, it doesn't immediately hit you as you're just focused on this conversation. But as the conversation finally stops and you're able to take in everything that's happening around you, you are, for the first time, completely blind. You can see nothing. The only sense that you have now is everything but your sight, and it's strange. It's not something you're even used to, really. After such a long time with the bandana and then the robe, it's very alien and almost foreign to try and get used to not being able to perceive anything with your eyes.
Yeah, Rox reaches a hand out and helps steady
Hi.
her.
Just be a little surprised by the hand. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry, I just want to make sure you're okay. I know the transition is probably
Freaky.
not easy.
Yeah, it's been a while. She'll just take to her knees and I guess do as she did, kind of like within the forest. She wants to take the senses she does have and kind of try to perceive the aether around her.
Okay. So, taking the coat from Roxana, as you close your eyes and kneel down and begin to focus. So what exactly are you trying to do?
I want to see the energy he was talking about, but see if there's more past what he, as a sighted person, could see through just detect magic.
Okay, so you're trying to...
Like if there's more energy there from something taking her or a trail going off somewhere.
Okay, so you're trying to track where her aether might have gone. Okay. In that case, I'll say go ahead and make a wisdom check with advantage. Because I have it.
Stripped everything but the hat.
I mean, if you want, that's entirely on you. I mean, Roxana's the only one that would see right now. That's all I'm saying. But with the 22, as you pull the coat around you and sort of hold it to hide your extremities and focus on it, you begin to try and focus on that like slight buzzing that you felt before, slight vibration in the air. And as you do, yeah,
Hi, fancy meeting you here.
Oh.
Oh no, wait.
Shit,
And you.
Wait.
Let me even bring a rhythm down here.
Yeah.
As you do, all three of you are immediately hit by this vision. All of
when
you
echo without echoing.
say what?
Go on.
Okay. All of you get this vision of what appears to be sorry, my brain is really fucking with me. Oh my God. What was it that you were just doing, Star? I'm so sorry.
I was trying to basically track where her Aether went.
Right. Oh my God, I can't
Hit us
remember.
with a vision.
My brain. I don't know.
It's okay, it's late.
But all three of you are hit with this vision. This gray-scaled version of events. Of what looks to be the Lalafell. Standing there just as she was summoning. And then... And you're sort of pulled away from the action, sort of looking up towards her as though you were below deck and sort of off to the right of her a little bit. To her right specifically. And you see what appears to be a black void appear and then disappear, and leaving in place is this black-robed, red-masked individual. But the voice is not one you recognize. It's a different one. Sort of deep, raspy voice, and he says, "You who have touched them, who have been with them in battle, yes, you will go back, yes, to their memories. You will see the events transpire, and you will feed me, yes, just like they will, yes, back to their memories." And you watch as he raises both hands, and as he pulls them apart, you can see this purple crackling of energy before he claps them, and there's this sonic force that erupts away from them in this blinding white light before you hear this singular scream of fear come from this Lalafell before all falls silent.
Like I got back just in time.
I didn't realize that I had the echo.
You don't.
Huh.
Strange. But as this all falls silent, all this happens within an instant. And before any of you know it, Star, Aedwin, and Delger all collapse to their knees, holding their heads. And as all three of you come back out of it, your heads are racked with pain.
I'm immediately kneeling down to Star.
Star would just grip at the sides of the hat and tug them down, basically. He took her. He killed her, took her. I don't know. Asian.
Not La Habrea.
Different voice.
Yeah. Star, was this...
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, was this what you saw when we first met La Habrea?
No, not at all. But
Great.
I got a vision. Ow, it hurt like this.
Okay, well, that at least makes... Okay, well, okay, good to know. But yeah, I'm just...
She screamed, and I don't know if you took her or killed her.
The captain kind of turns back to you and kind of looks towards the other two and goes, what? Who took who? Who did what now?
An Asian in a black robe, red mask.
You got involved with the wrong people.
Yeah.
What's an Asian?
The black robe... The black-robed, red-masked individual that we said was a really bad idea to get involved in.
When you took money from?
Yeah.
Oh, question. In the vision, did we see the mask shape?
You did, actually. out of character, because this is the only way I can describe it for those that are up to date. It's none of the masks that have been revealed.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Good to know.
Good. I don't have to go cry about him itself.
Don't make me wanna go cry.
It's not in itself.
Oh, I want my boy. Anyways, another boy.
But yeah. He just kind of goes.
What did it look like?
But say again.
What does the mask look like?
It's not a full mask. It's a half mask that has a sort of almost like a diamond-esque shape to it, or at least the beginnings of a diamond. So it's kind of like the top of it. It has the sort of, I guess, quote unquote fangs at the bottom of the mask, at the bottom of the half mask. But then it like kind of curves up, and at the very top of it goes into like a point at the very top. So like very similar to like a diamond shape.
Mm. Well, I guess she'll describe that mask to him. Is that the same look as the one that paid you?
Sort of thinks for a moment, goes,
Think
yeah,
hard.
I think if I remember correctly, yeah, that was I believe that was the shape of it.
Well, he may have just taken your second in command.
Huh.
Maybe killed her.
Huh.
Kept going on and on about memories.
Sort of stops for a moment. Sort of looks down. Goes, huh. That is unfortunate for him.
What?
Sort of shakes his head for a moment and goes, well, whoever this Asian, I believe it was, that you called him.
Yeah.
Whoever he is, I do not appreciate my crew being taken. However, you can all see his face is visibly, like, not angered, but determined. And he says, however, as much as I do not tolerate them being taken, and he raises his hand, makes this very slow tracing in the air. He says, I do not allow my wife to be taken from me, no matter who it is. And as he finishes this tracing, you can see he's traced this large circle. And as he pulls his hand up, he says, I will not allow this to happen. And he closes his fists and pulls it down. And as he does, you watch as this giant gate appears about 5 feet in front of Star. And he says, she will return to me. And as he says that, you watch as the Lalafell, who you saw in your vision, comes flying through this portal and slams into him and like knocks him against the banister.
Tara's gonna grab her dress and pull it up to her face to get over her head.
As you do that, you watch as he very quickly wraps his arms around her and looks back up to it and says, I may not necessarily You're the smartest when it comes to cargo, but I will not allow my crew to be threatened. And as he says that, you watch walking through this large gate that has appeared. For 3 of you, a familiar figure. Black robes, red diamond-shaped mask. As he walks through, he just looks about and goes, "Oh, well, that's no fun. You've ruined the surprise." Now,
Who are
Meg
you?
looks towards you and smiles and says, "Oh, I'm no one important. Just a figment of your imagination, really."
Can it with the cryptic crap.
We had enough of Ulaha breadsticks. What's your name? She'll say it, like she'll slip the jacket off and try to slip her arms through the dress.
You just like lean, this individual just kind of leans forward and raises one finger and just kind of wiggles it back and forth, says, now that wouldn't be fun. And I
don't
do
like
say
any of this fucking shit is fun.
I'm rolling my eyes very, very hard at him.
Reminding me of someone
I do so love all of you. You're so funny and enjoyable and truthfully.
Oh god, he's gonna be an Emmett.
entertaining. You're so entertaining. Watching you scurry about, trying to deal with all of life's problems as if any of them mattered. Oh, I do so love a good game. So how about we play a new one? Since you've figured it out, then that means I can no longer play this version of the game. I can no longer access that mechanic, shall we say. In exchange, now I must take you elsewhere. It is so
What?
fun. Well, you see, you weren't supposed to find out it was me kidnapping everyone. In fact, you weren't supposed to find out anyone was kidnapped at all. It truly is unfortunate, but,
It got an
that's what you
idea.
did.
Kidnapping people? Who else did you kidnap?
The Muggles?
Oh, no. The Muggles aren't important players in the game. No. The important ones are the ones that interact with you directly. Yes,
Oh, I don't like them.
those are the important ones. Like the Warrior of Light, or the Seed Seer, or the General. Oh, he was a really fun one to play with. You left him alone for so long. It truly was entertaining.
Might want to hold your tongue before it gets burned out of your skull.
Oh, you are the fiery one, I know that. You're the one that's supposed to be a primal.
Quite literally the fiery one, yeah.
Oh, but you're not yet, are you? Oh no.
I've got more than enough juice to kick your ass.
Do you though? The Warrior of Light thought that against him itself, and she was wrong. Well, for a time.
Ew.
But he underestimated her. He let her get so powerful. But I'm not like that. No. I see all of you, and I see so much potential. Especially... And the Yassine's eyes look towards you, Delger. Especially you. But that's a story for another time, because now the game requires me to take you to a different stage. Are you ready?
How about you get fucked and we go on our way?
Yeah, we'd like to stay here, please.
Oh, I'm sure you would. Who, oh yes, how did she call him? Oh yes. And he looks towards you, Star, and he says, Big Brother's on his way. And I wouldn't want him to ruin all of our fun. So let's change scenery, shall we? And he quickly snaps his fingers. And as he does, you all hear the telltale sign of a teleport from Zagreus. And right before your vision whites out, you can see him appear and reach out towards you. But just before his hand reaches you, everything vanishes. And instead, all of your visions are brought back to Ul'dah. For some of you, a familiar setting. For some of you, not so. For you, Star, and Delger, and Kryn, you can see... All of you can see the quicksand in front of you. But for you three specifically, you hear a strangely, vaguely familiar voice, but you can't quite place it until you see a brass blade run through you toward the sand, or toward the quicksand. As the doors get swung open, you realize immediately as he speaks why this is so familiar. And you hear him speaking about Void Scent. And something about them being on the outskirts. And then you see a whole bunch of other brass blades running out of the gate. And you realize this was when you first met. Over a year ago at this point. It's the exact same scene. And then as if to confirm your suspicions, you see all three of you, as well as Gabusa and Lagani, running out of the quicksand and out of the gate. And then you hear the voice come back. Oh, wasn't that just such a fun time? Your first Void Scent. And as you all sweep around, you see him, this Asian, standing before you once again, just smiling with both hands pulled together and just sort of rubbing together with glee. And he says, oh, this was when I first took notice. All of you running out into the wild as if nothing was going to happen, as if nothing was going to go wrong. But do you know what went wrong?
I mean, most recently it would be you showing up at all, but...
We ran away?
It was a trick question. Nothing went wrong. Oh, happy days. You went and you fought the Void Scent just as she thought you would. Just as she wanted you to. And then, and as he looks up towards the sky and waves his hand, another flash of light, and you are brought to a cave. A familiar one. The first one you investigated, where all the aetheryte had been drained from the crystals.
The man-eating wall.
Yes, and that strange wall.
That's exactly what I was referring to it as.
Yeah, and it's almost like a freeze frame where you can look through each of the rooms and you can see the various members looking through crates and searching the area, trying to find clues. And you can see him just sort of slowly sauntering through the middle. Each step a very wide, deliberate one with both arms behind his back. And he goes, "And this one, where you searched and searched for a clue for the Aetheryte, but never found it. Would you like to know what happened to the Aetheryte? Of course you would. I know you're all dying to know. But of course, I can't tell you that. That would be no fun. It would ruin the surprise." "What surprise?" "This one." And as he waves his hand again, the scenes once more transition to another one with Amalja and Ixel together. More than just them, Sahagin are here. You can see 3 enormous clumps of crystals with aetherite, or with aether flowing from all of them into a single sphere. And he goes, "Ah, this one. This one was particularly fun. The beast tribes were so very desperate to get rid of the Warrior of Light. And what with Fandaniel creating such marvelous distractions, I couldn't help but take pity on these poor souls. Lost, confused, desperate. Truly desperate for any means of escape. And that's where all 3 of you come in. But more than just you. So many people you've touched along the way. Thanks to you, even the Warrior of Light is captured in all of this, and she doesn't even know. Although Fandaniel doesn't know either. Not even. And he looks to you, Astaria, and then to you, Dogger, and he says, "Not even Heidelin knows, and that's the glorious part. No one knows. Except for all of you now. All of you and little old me. Isn't it wonderful? You are all parts of something that is bigger than any of the primals. Bigger than even the so-called gods. A plan that would simply make sure none of this war, strife, despair, fear, panic, it would all get reset. Be as if it never happened. And then we could all go back to our lives. Back before all the tragedy. It'd be as if none of this happened. As if all of this never happened." And his arms sort of go out to extend as if referencing like all of this and everything. And he goes, "But you all just need to play a little bit longer." But you found out.
What are you smoking? This sounds like a bunch of crazy talk.
I'm sure it does.
I'm gonna link Shelfumi.
Go for it. What are you saying?
Are you there? Please tell me you're there. Please.
as you make that call out, you do get a response from her, but it's staticky and garbled. And it says, all you're able to make out is, "Lo, we're under..." That's it.
Connection's garbage in here. Wonderful. Fair. At least she's actually picking up.
Swazi goes, "I wouldn't bother. She won't be able to understand most of what you're saying. All of you are not exactly in her same reference of time anymore. But for your question, Rakshana, since you're so very curious..."
Quite.
You were all so perfect for this. Real quick, remind me what your question was, Rakshana?
I mean...
Or about the comment that you said, rather.
Are you smoking something?
Right,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
My brain. He just says, if I was smoking something, it wouldn't change my perspective. But the best way to demonstrate what I mean is to show you," he looks towards you, Star, "only what she heard."
Huh?
And he waves his hand once more, and all of your visions are once more filled with white. Then, as they come to again, all of them are set upon a familiar sight. Although, for you, Star, it is an all too familiar sight. As all of you are now looking through Star's eyes at Amdapor Keep, towards La Habrea. Moments before he vanishes, and all of you here in your... I gotta figure out which campaign notes these are in.
We're going way back.
Yes, we're going way, way back. That's not the correct notes. Nope. 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 I don't know where that speech is kept. Did I? Hang on, I might have put it on my phone. Hang on. If I can find it word for word, I'll recite it word for word. Is this it? Yes, here it is. So all of you hear in your head, in the voice of La Habrea, or rather, sorry, in the voice of the Seed Seer, you hear, "Memories are interesting, aren't they? They can evoke so many different emotions. Happiness, joy, excitement, fear. And for you, Astaria, you remember those words very clearly. But for the rest of you, they're new words. But at the end of those words, your sight once more returns to you. And the individual in front of you just smiles and says, "Aren't they interesting, Astaria? They really can do so much."
Starts looking uncomfortable.
Of course she wouldn't be so quick to speak. It did scare her so much when he did that. Understandable, of course. Such a small and fragile creature before the might of La Habrea.
I'm not fragile. Thank you very much.
We also kicked his ass multiple times, so...
That you did, and it let me make him so much more powerful for the next time. But unfortunately, you've done something that's made it rather difficult to bring him back, and I really, really wish you hadn't. But that's okay. Because
was
through
to make it so he couldn't.
Well, see, through your connections, I've found Asians that I can bring back. Ones that are so much more interesting than La Habrea. Because I know you'll all agree with me, he is so boring.
Yes.
He's so 2020. But
Sorry, that was so good.
So, dude,
you know who
you
is
choke there.
Do what?
You choke.
But you know who isn't? So many others. So many others. Like Fandaniel, Elidibus, Emmett Suck.
you are literally listing off names that we don't know, though we have heard Fandaniel. We didn't know he was dead.
Oh, he's not dead.
And
That's
yet
the
you
great
refuse
part.
to give yourself a name.
My dear, my name, truthfully, does not matter.
It does to us.
I'm sure it does. And I'm
You
sure
really
it
don't want
does
this
to your
party to
brother
name
as
you.
well. Zagreus. Such a pretentious name. The god of rebirth. And yet he cannot even rebirth the universe. He can only make himself revive. But me, my name does not matter. But you know what name
Then I'll call you
does,
Whiskers.
if that is what you wish to call me. But a name that does matter. A name that comes back from the very beginning. Posh Turo. Now he matters. The first of us to challenge the Warrior of Light. The first of us to appear. And it is only through you all that I've managed to find his memory. I do thank you all so very much. Your connection with the Warrior of Light gave me access to her memories. And with her memories, oh, he is so fun to bring back. But of course none of you know who he is. But that's the glory of it all, isn't it? Not knowing the threat that awaits those chosen by Heidelin. Well, some of you chosen by her anyways. At least one of you left to be consumed by him, and the gaze falls to you, Adwin. And yet even he has chosen to abandon you. Chosen to forsake this world.
You
And
talk a lot.
he smiles, his hands coming together as he sort of leans back slightly. I do. But with how useless most of these creatures are, not just you, but the Warrior of Light herself, you truly could use all the help you can get. However, I am here for far more than just that. You've taken someone vital to my plans, which means I am no longer allowed to take them, and as mentioned before, means I must switch my mechanics. I must switch my tactics, do something new that none of you expect.
If it's not droning on about nothing for... She looks at her wrist. However long you've been talking.
Yeah, I mean, boring us to death is a tactic. I'm not sure if it's a good one, but it's a tactic.
Then, how about I simply leave you with this? And as he waves his hand, once more the scenery fades around you, and you are instead brought to a circular, fiery arena filled with fire, and a familiar but unrecognizable Makote. You're not entirely sure who it is, but as you look up in front of you, you see this singular, hulking demon of a behemoth. These two large, curved horns, this single creature, at least in terms of size, huge, maybe larger. This feral, bestial looking creature wreathed in fire. I want to get his, I want to get the right theme song real quick, because this is no longer the correct theme song. This is. Ah! I put leave instead of loop. As you stand before what you can undoubtedly assume to be the Lord of Inferno himself, as he looks down at all of you, he just smiles and says, "Interesting. Misplaced creatures of time. I do not want you here." And as he rears back, he unleashes this loud, fiery roar that echoes through the chambers. And as it does, you can see the cavern around you beginning to tremble and quake. And though it is technically an hour short, this is where I'm going to stop it. Because
Cool.
I rolled, and then I rolled again, and y'all got it Ifrit, and I've got to pee. So we're going to pause here. So, as this new scene unfolds before you, above Ifrit, for just a moment, that same black masked, diamond shaped, black mask or red masked individual appears, looks down at all of you and says, "Now, I do hope you can defeat this. Although I'm sure you can. Defeater of primals." As he turns, he vanishes.
Delgr
Hell.
just recalls out, what if I want to reset the world?
There's no response from him.
Nice try, though.
But what ensues is an admittedly rapid battle against Ifrit with this Makote, who appears to have been here to be sacrificed. However, at the end of the battle, all of you are left sort of standing there as this Makote makes her way off, wondering what exactly this was. But before you can really contemplate that, you are once again shifted this time. And you find yourselves before another primal, Garuda. I'm saying the name for simplicity's sake. This large, harpy-like individual with that same Makote, though this time dressed in different armor. What appears to be more formal monk attire this time. Yellow, with these two lion-headed metal guards, I guess you could say, or weapons used with her fists.
Iron fists?
Say again?
Iron fists or something?
No, they're actual weapons. They in the shape, they're like gauntlets, I guess you could say, but in the shape of like a lion's head, or I guess more accurately, Koyor's head. Out of character, these are the original Realm Reborn relic weapons for Monk.
What about the kettles, though?
No, shut up. However, this too is once more for your group a relatively quick dispatch.
Are we able to try to get closer to her or interact?
You can, but it's strange. It seems almost like only specific interactions actually, I don't want to necessarily say work, but are noticed, I guess you could say. You can ask her name, which I will reveal is Fumiri. This is the same Warrior of Light. Additionally, you can gain some vague understanding of context. What you are able to learn is that these are indeed primals. What you'll learn is that the first one was Ifrit, and the second one is Garuda. Beyond that, she does not seem to respond to any other interactions. She also does not seem to recall who you are, or seem to have any recollection of having ever met any of you. After the second one, however, you are brought to hang on. I have to once again switch tracks. Is this it? No, that's not it. Hang on, sorry. This is like a super hard fucking theme to actually find, and here we go. Here we go. I just had to type in start menu instead. No. No Bahamut.
Oh.
Instead, you find yourself in a semi-black area, but with this soft blue light. A familiar area for some of you. And as you look around, you see that Ascian appear once more, and he says, "Since you hate me so much, let me ask you, did you learn anything from the memories? Have you figured out what it is that my goal is?"
Why would you even want to reset everything?
Why not?
That's
You
a
already
horrible
have
reason.
You already have one of you who very well might. But truthfully, very few understand the true purpose. And even fewer agree.
So why not explain yourself instead of speaking in cryptic riddles?
Because most of who might understand are now dead. At the Warrior of Light's hands. The last one who might have agreed with me, who might have been able to be convinced, was unfortunately slain recently at her hands. Elidibus. No, Ascians. Elidibus and Emmett Silk were the last two that might have been able to see reason. But Fandaniel is sadly beyond reason. He simply wants destruction of everything. And I wish to continue living. Or more to the point, I wish to continue living the life I once had. Before Hydaelyn. Before Zodiark.
What makes you think our goal is to stop you from enjoying yourself?
Because it sounds like what he wants is going to cause the death of billions of people.
Oh no. My goals are not the same as Emmett's. Nor Fandaniel's.
Then what are they? You're not being clear. You
If you
think
tell us
no
what
one
your
will
goals are,
agree.
we just may walk away.
Exactly. No one will agree with you if you don't tell us.
I want a reset.
What is a reset?
Everything. I want everything to go back as it was countless eons ago. Before
then it'll
even the first
back to this
primal
point.
was summoned. Before our world was at the risk of being destroyed.
What?
And how would you do that?
Memories. Primals are powerful. They are constant. But only so long as you supply them with Aether.
Wipe away everyone's memories. Reset. No one has any past connections.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I do not simply mean resetting your memories. Or even everyone's memories. I want a complete reset.
Asking to be in charge again.
To be the only ones. I do not have the patience to explain to you what we have been through. Emmett would have been the wise one to talk to for that. Maybe I'll bring him back just before everything gets reset. Just so you at least understand why this must happen. But all of this is wrong. You shouldn't exist. This time shouldn't exist. None of it should.
And
Sounds like you need to let go of whatever preconceived notions that you think you might have had.
If you may, please, for a moment. What makes you think that resetting back to that time won't lead to this exact moment over and over again?
I don't.
Then what's the point?
Fate is an ever-moving stream with various paths to follow, but it is always moving. You will not have that time forever. It will continue to go forward. You might end up here again with us or another set of us. It won't stay the same.
You might be right. And if you were right, then maybe. However, who is to say?
Star's gonna walk towards him and pull out her cards. Not in a way that it would activate her globe, but in just like a I am holding cards kind of way.
He raises his hand to you as you begin to step forward and just like motion for you to stop, and he says, "Who's to say the destiny is on your side?
Star is going to pull him a card.
Who's to say it's on mine? Go ahead and make a roll."
Nope. I am pulling a deck.
Oh.
7 of Pentacles reversed.
Ooh, what's that?
Lack of long-term vision, limited success or reward.
So even the cards are calling him short-sighted.
Yep, she'll draw it and turn it towards him and call it out. You're short-sighted. You know what you want, but you don't see past that.
There's nothing beyond what I see. I know, right? There's nothing more beyond what I see. Because what I see is the end of everything. A world that yours has yet to befall in your lifetime. But it has happened many a time before. You've even had some who were so powerful in the event of all of this. But here they are, staring the world's destruction anew. Yet again. And it will keep happening. Over and over. Unless the start can be stopped.
Starting the world destruction again?
The only reason any of you exist is because of us. And our stupid mistake.
Sounds like you gotta just put up with your mistakes and
the responsibility of it.
Now see, that
Own up.
is where you're wrong. I don't have to. Because
we're
all of
telling
you
you
exist.
we're telling you you have to, because we're not gonna let you go through with whatever you're trying to do.
Well, then you would have to kill yourselves right now. For as long as you create memories, I can use them.
No, it sounds like we just gotta kill you.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we just gotta kill you.
You could try. But even Big Brother, who calls this place his home, can't reach it. This place where he's made his home, his sanctuary, where he controls who goes and who stays. But yet he can't come here. I assure you, I am not underestimating any of you. I know exactly how powerful all of you are. I can see your memories, after all.
Enough!
What if
Sadly goes to cast Planar Ally and nothing, because that spell slot was used earlier to help a friend.
What could you teach me? What if I want to reset everything?
Then I'll kill you, Delger!
You don't hate everything you've become, or everything you've done.
So you're gonna destroy everyone else with you? Come on!
Sadly, as interesting as that might be, even if you were to just accept it, none of you have created memories that are strong enough yet. But you're on your way. You're so close. But I need you all to play along for just a little longer. And truth be told, even if you don't want to, which I'm sure none of you do, you have to. But she looks towards you, Adwin, and then Star, and then Dogger, and then Kryn and Rakshana. He says, as much as each of you don't want me around, and as cryptic as I am being, you have the answers. I've been here all along. He's shown up every time something major has happened, hasn't he? Just been there, out of nowhere, almost, right where he needs to be, to thwart all of your plans. Even the gold chocobo. So no matter how much you want to stop me, no matter how much Onalder wishes to stop me, neither him nor any of you can.
Wait, you're saying that Arnalder actually wants to stop you?
Oh yes. I
Good
admittedly
to
didn't
know.
expect you all to find him or release him quite as quickly as you did.
We're a bit nosy.
But that's fine. He can regain as much of his power as he wants. He can kill as many as he wants. And truth be told, I wouldn't care if he killed all of the Grand Company's leaders. In the end, as long as he doesn't kill any of you, I don't care what he does, because it won't stop me. The only way he stops me is if any of you die. And, well, he looks to you, Star, and he says, we can't have that happen, can we? Big Brother wouldn't like that.
Just glare. Big glare. Big angry queer.
But that's why Big Brother isn't here right now. Because I couldn't have him attacking me, or any of you. I can't have him knowing about my plans. He is so very protective of his little chocobo. But I will return you from whence you came. I will allow you to continue on your merry journey, speaking to the Scions, learning what you can. Just do know, I'm always watching, waiting. And the next time... Say what? Oh yes. You can say that. But truth be told, what you look like does not matter to me.
I bet you he wanks off to us in his free time.
Ugh.
If I had a gender, perhaps. But what
Or
you...
she, or you. I don't care what you are. I bet you wank off in your free time.
What you think I do in the non-existent free time that I have is entirely up to you.
He called you a wanker.
However, one thing you will come to realize is that
You're a wanker?
in the end, all of your memories belong to me.
No, they don't.
And then he vanishes. As he does, in your vision, clarifies once more, you are not standing in the ship. In fact, looking around, there are no ships in sight. Instead, you're standing on cobblestone in front of a large aetheryte. Looking around, you can see one singular large building to your side, to your immediate left. In front of you and sort of off to the side a little bit, you can see what looks to be chocobo stables of some kind. with a pathway that leads in between both the chocobo and this large building, as well as a pathway that leads just to the other side of it. A third pathway leads... Say again?
Does it look familiar to us?
To some of you, it looks familiar. To some of you, this is Mordona. You're standing right where the Aetheryte crystal is.
Said Chocobo Stables. I'm like, God damn it, this fucker brought us back to Gridania.
That was my fear right there. Was okay. So
no.
Where are
for
our
the
chocobo that were on the ship?
For the well-traveled of you, you know this to be Mordona. For those that are not so well-traveled, you have no idea where you are.
You could have put us back on the ship, my birds, my teacups.
Oh my god, he has the fucking chocobos.
Yeah, that was my big concern right there, is we don't have our chocobos, nor our wagon, nor anything. All our supplies are on that wagon.
If it isn't in the bag of holding.
Yep.
I'll say everyone make a perception check.
I had business on that fucking boat, mate. I had business.
I know.
Yes, bait, giving things and then taking them away immediately.
Like an asshole.
I know.
It's almost like it's in his name. He
I
puts bait
know.
and then snags it away. Fucking asshole.
Looking around, seems like Mordona.
I
Kern
mean,
and
gee, imagine
Aedwin,
that.
however, the two of you, as you look around, sort of sniff the air, get a feel for your surroundings, you're not in Mordona. This is an illusion. The air is too... There's not enough oxygen in the air for this to be Mordona. The oxygen's way too thin. For the rest of you, as you're taking in all of your surroundings...
You're muffled.
Am I seriously?
Fine.
That sounded fine.
I'm fine now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. As you're taking in your surroundings and sort of looking around, wondering what it is that you are going to now do, that you are in Mordona and not on the ship.
You're starting to talk quieter. I think that's the problem.
That might be it. Here, we'll just... Okay, that's not it. Okay. I've turned my sensitivity all the way down, as much as possible. So, I will endeavor to sit up and not slouch. But as you are all now wondering and sort of looking around Mordona, trying to get a feel for what exactly it is that you are going to be doing next, that is where I'm going to call session. So, for the 3 questions, we are going to go to Astaria first. Hello, hi.
Hi, I hate and love him. Like I said, he reminds me of both Emmett and Van Daniel, so I love hate what's happening here. And what I didn't like about the session is you being a jerk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
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 Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
You know what you fucking did. Also,
oh, I know
is
what I did.
Chisumi with us? Did you take my
Yes.
baby
Yeah,
from me?
No, I didn't
Because
take
if
her
you
from
did, I
you.
will hunt down that ship and I will burn it to the fucking ground.
No, Chisume was with you. She was in your arms.
Okay, good.
Which means she saw all of that. Yeah. That's fine.
Yes. Scar the child for life. That's a fantastic
Kate
idea.
loves doing that.
Yeah, dude.
That's literally what my roommate just said. Oh god, that's great. What are you looking forward to? Star?
Seeing what the fuck is going on and what's going on with where we are and where our shit is. You took my birds, and I will burn the ship down if I have to hunt them down.
Alright. Well, Roxana.
What I liked, the guy won some points back with, the gate spell for his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That earned some points with both player and character. He desperately needed them.
You what? Sorry, you
So-
cut out.
He desperately needed them.
Oh.
Drahomir, I mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What I didn't like, that Asian, of course. I don't like any of them, so... What else is new there?
The master puppeteer.
Well. They all seem like self-important jackasses.
I mean, Asians do be like that, though.
They really do.
I mean... My main question is, where the hell do they get off? Stroking their own ego so much.
I mean, canonically, they do have a legitimate reason.
Yeah, well... They can take that reason and shove it right up their ass.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What I'm looking forward to... Finding out what is going to happen. Because... Something is jank. Something is jank, I know it, and I can smell it. And I
Yeah.
cannot... I'm excited to see what it is, and also kind of terrified, because you're not done torturing us yet, I'm sure.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not torturing you at all.
You mean that entire monologue wasn't intended as torture? Because that guy or girl or whatever the Asian is, I don't really give a damn.
I would like to say that we were very good protagonists, and we sat and we listened.
That's true. That's
Because
true.
I was about to fucking just flare the motherfucker.
About to shoot him.
I contemplated a lightning shot or two.
Am I the one who didn't consider violence in the middle of this speech? Guess I was the only
Mine was at the
little
end, to be fair.
I did it.
I mean, so the
You
point is, I considered it.
destruction. You don't count.
Yeah, you considered actually joining in. You're the last one that gets to talk, buddy. You almost got party killed.
Oh man.
You literally almost got killed by the rest of the party. I don't think you have any room to talk.
Honestly, my favorite part about that was just how snappy Adwin's response was. Just like, then I'll kill you. Just like no break at all. Like, y'all usually like give a few seconds to like process, but no, Adwin was like just immediately, then just like, and then I will kill you.
I mean, Rox never Rox never put away her gun blade, so her hand just kind of twitched on the trigger there.
I just love how quick Adwin was. Like, there was
Yeah.
no thought. It was just, boom, I'll murder you! Like,
Nalger's been in an odd place a long time. He's been interested. He's been considering some odd things, and this all struck a
you're
chord with
gonna
him.
get yourself murdered, bro.
You are gonna get yourself killed.
That's what happens with the party. That's what happens with the party. This is how Nalger's been going.
Yeah, inter-party conflict. Who knows? But yeah,
I guess we shall see what happens.
Yeah. Anything else from you, Roxana?
No. I think I've said my piece.
All right. Well, funnily enough, next up, Delger. Hi.
Hey, I definitely enjoyed this whole just incredible trip through it all. And I just liked, honestly, just to continue, just whenever I try to do this strange and weird stuff, take things down different paths, I just liked how they just tends not to work out. I'm looking forward to just dealing with the aftermath of this and what all Delger said.
All right. Well, since I can no longer... Actually, no, I can avoid you two. The only two to actually notice anything. I'm going to avoid both of you, and I'm saving you for last. I'm going to go next. I loved that entire session. In particular, I loved finally being able to properly introduce the campaign's theme to you all, which is memories. What I disliked... what I enjoy, what I'm looking forward
names in the middle of his monologue.
Yeah, what I'm looking forward to, because there's nothing I dislike. What I'm looking forward to is everything that happens in next session, because y'all have so much to think on, and just like contemplate about who is this guy, how has he pulled all these strings, what's going on. And that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing how you all pieced it together and figure it out. And I'm looking forward to it all.
I forgot that my favorite part of the session was my card pull.
Oh yeah, that was really good card pull. And then what I'm looking forward to, or no, that is what I'm looking forward to, is everything that's happening next session. Because I think Adwin will give me a better response. We'll go with Kryn first. Hello.
Hello. All right. So, things I like. First of all, the story was great. Everything was great. With that said, things I didn't like is the final boss, the guy who's been plotting in the background ever since, fell into the same trap that all bosses always fall into. He showed himself and told us everything he plans to do. Then let us go. It's like, we're going to come for you now, right?
In his defense, unlike every other bad boss, he acknowledged y'all's strength and was like, I know not to underestimate y'all. So
it's just he told us. I mean, we didn't even know he existed. If he just left well enough alone, we would have continued on doing what we do, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, but y'all were getting nosy, real nosy.
Nosy and naked.
And then the gate happened, and he was like, "All right, enough's enough."
That wasn't even our fault.
Well, I mean, it kind of was, but kind of wasn't.
But yeah, he just fell into the same trap every other boss falls into, and that was to show up and tell us all of his plans when we didn't even know he existed. He wasn't even in our sight yet. What I'm looking forward to is spilling the beans on what we saw, but that'll be for later. So I don't drop spoilers.
Technically, you didn't see anything different, but
right?
You know. All right. Well, Adwin. Last but certainly not least. Hello.
Well, I do like that we got our what I'm fairly certain is the big bad reveal. Not that we know what his name is, because he was like, my name doesn't matter.
Yeah. SpongeBob meme right there. "Oh, my name doesn't matter. What's your name?"
Yeah. Yeah. And the inter-party conflict of fucking like Adrian's got a lot going through her mind right now, and hearing one of the only 2 remaining warriors of light in the party say, "Oh yeah, maybe I will join the big bad." She's like, "Bro, I'm literally a primal, and I don't wish for the destruction of the fucking universe."
Technically, it's not the destruction. Everything just gets reset.
It's resetting everything. It's back to way forward. Back to spoiler stuff that I don't want to spoil for Magnus. Disliked his cheeky fucking attitude.
Very know-it-all.
Yeah, I mean,
Almost like he knows
obviously,
everything about you.
obviously that's like the point. You're supposed to fucking hate him because he's such a little fucking prick. But it just really is just goes to show that you have a good villain written up. Looking forward to spilling the beans on what Adwin and Kryn noticed about where they are. Since we're not gonna drop spoiler.
Oh yes. Well, with that,
Now to write it down so I don't forget for next week.
yes, do make sure you write it down, because I will probably forget.